life immediately after the hill. Well, I figured there was a problem when about 2 days after I started living down here in this trailer with this guy, this friend of the family's. I figured there was a problem when Lou, one of the women up there, came down to the trailer and gave me and this other guy a little like baby sock with wrapped like with a bow. Well, this was towards Christmas time, but we didn't keep Christmas, so I didn't know what the heck this was. I opened it up. It was dimes. There were dimes in there. And I thought, what the hell does this mean? I mean, Lou just came in, walked to me and him, and gave us these little socks, little like baby socks, full of dimes. So I counted them. I actually had 31 and he had 29, so they screwed it up. But the point was clear. Judas was given 30 pieces of silver. Dimes look like silver. Of course, they don't have the good grace to give his actual silver. That would be nice. 30 actual pieces of silver would have been nice. I ended up spending that years later on a 6-pack of beer, by the way. That's how significant it was to me. The guy I was staying with, I'll say his name, Paul, he was pretty upset about it, and he should have been. He didn't betray them. He had been giving them water for all those years, free of charge. Us. Them. Us. Well, this camera keeps going off every 3 minutes. Somebody has any idea what the hell's the matter with it? I would like to know. Every 3 minutes this camera goes off now. So I have to stop and start again. Anyway, Rob, Lou's husband, who now believes, from what I was told a couple of years ago, by Michael, who had given me a call, his son, Michael, Rob, who believes he's going to be the head of this group, I don't know, this fictitious group in his mind, I don't know, had come down and put a flyer. It was like a flyer for a grocery store, but he had written on the other side of it. He taped it to the window of the trailer, the window to the front door. And at first I didn't know. I thought it was just a flyer, and then I grabbed it and I looked at it, and it said, Wayne Douglas Rogers is a traitor. Of course, Rob, you spelled traitor wrong. T-R-A-D-E-R is a traitor, like I'm trading one thing for another, not traitor. I spelled my name wrong too, by the way. Anyway, so after that I was kind of concerned about these people. I lived for, it was middle December. I didn't leave till the middle of March, so you got 3 months. 3 months where I was concerned about these people coming and doing something to me. God only knows what. But during those months, I continued to work at this place that makes these small engines, and I started smoking weed again. A lot of people would say that my sobriety stopped there. Look, smoking weed is not drinking. I've done both a lot, and I know the difference. Alcohol is much, much worse than weed. Of course, if you smoke weed on a regular basis, it's really not, it's really not good for you. Kills your incentive to do any. Guess that would be 6 minutes. Anyway, I work nights, so I would lay in bed during the day, and I would hear their cars and the trucks go by every single day. Needless to say, I was on edge. Now, right before I left Kentucky, I started having dreams. Now, I am going to start talking about this very tentatively. Very recently, I have come back in contact with this person telepathically, so I don't want to jeopardize anything that might happen to this person. This person could be in danger if I were to do so. So, I am trying to tell this story without too much detail, although this was extremely significant at the point. I was having a dream, and I was meeting a girl in this dream, and I couldn't remember specifics. Now, when you dream, a lot of times you go to the astral plane. It's not just a dream. So I was speaking with this person, and I don't remember at that point, back in '98, when I was still up on the hill, any specifics about her. I just knew that I was having this dream about her, and honestly, I was falling in love with her. I didn't know who she was. I went to Richard, and I told him about this. This was probably, I'm going to say 3 or 4 months before I left. I went to Richard and told him that I was meeting this girl, this woman, on the astral plane. And his response to me was just venomous, anger. He said, "Stay away from her." Out of the blue. All I was doing was just telling him a dream I had. This person changed my life. And I can't go into detail as to why. Because it might jeopardize her safety. Right now. I am speaking with her again and rekindling an old relationship, you might say. I met her before I met any of the 3 wives that I have. So, but it is important that I keep that under wraps. She is now doing something for me, for Sophia, that will place her in a position that will jeopardize her safety if I were to be more specific. And I'll just leave it at that. But Richard knew who this person was, even when I didn't. And he wanted me to keep away from her because through her I came to realizations that I now currently have. And I'll just leave it at that. I was crazy about her during those months down at the bottom of the hill. Couldn't get her out of my mind. And many of the people who were there and who I talked to know exactly who I'm talking about. They know what I mean. But you know, it's going to be so far down the line before these people actually see this video that at that point she won't be in danger anymore. Well, I continue to have dreams with her. We only and will only have a spiritual connection in this world, and that's fine. It's fine. It is what it is. I have 3 wives and 1 other. That would be her. I was told to go back after her and speak to her. I didn't know why at the time. Sophia told me that, but I did. And now I know why. I know absolutely why. And let's leave it at that. Well, I had spent about 3 months down at the bottom of the hill, and I had collected some money. I really saved my money. I had $1,000 after those months paying Paul rent and of course paying for food and whatnot. So my parents came, my mom and my brother came and picked me up in March of 1999 to take me back to Huntsville. Now my mom had opened up her house to me again because I was sober. So I lived with them for about a week before I had enough of living with my parents. My dad, I could live with him for the rest of my life. My mom, listen Mom, if you see this, I don't want to hear what I'm wearing every day is something that I shouldn't have on. My mom would critique what clothes I have on every day. Oh God, I got out of there as fast as I could. Now I would go on to get a job at a place that makes satellite receivers, and there I would meet my second wife. Not a lot of significance here. I got an apartment, another duplex, and later I met Young. And the hang-up that I still had for this other woman would actually be a catalyst for her and I to get together, Young and I, which is strange, but I will get into more detail as much as I can later. I had discovered a book, a religion, really. It's not just a book, it's not a book, the Kabbalah. That Kabbalah became so significant to me, and still is. It is that made me first realize that the Holy Spirit is feminine, and that the Spirit itself is female.